Hello, welcome back to Where Rams Walk. Hope you're doing well. 20 more minutes of Derby County chat, and Happy New Year to all of you. It's our first one of 2026. Why can't Derby still win at Pride Park? Is another question which we're putting to our panel this week. An up and down Christmas periods for Derby. What have we learned? We're getting Luke, Peyton, and Stacey's view on all of that to come. Plus, we're talking about signings and, of course, looking at the January fixtures as well. Hope you're all doing well. Luke, good rest, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah. Well rested, ready for it now, ready for 2026.
Brilliant, let's bring it on then. Good to have you back, Stace and Peyton, as well, yeah? Enjoyed your football over Christmas, apart from maybe the Wrexham game?
Pretty
It's
much.
a bit of a mixed batch, really, hasn't it?
We'll get into all of that in a second. First of all, if you've just come across the channel, do drop us a quick sub. If you can squeeze 20 more minutes of Derby County chat into your lives, we'd be very, very grateful. Right, should we start by looking at the table then, folks? I think that's a good way to start. There we are. We have Watford in the playoff places at the moment, stuck there on 41 points. Then we go into the bottom half of the table with you guys there on 35. So, Luke, many Derby fans have said, look, this is exactly where we're going to finish. Would you be happy as a Derby fan finishing 13th?
Yeah, I'd snap your hand off. I said between 10 and 14th, and we're pretty much we're in that ballpark, really. I think where was I've had this conversation over Christmas. We've had a lot of Derby County teams and managers in the past years where we've either fighting relegation or we're trying to get into the top six and go up. We've not had some like mediocre mid-table football for a long time, and we're rebuilding and we're doing all this. Fans have just got to like be patient and just like get on board with what's happening because we are a bog standard mid-table team at the minute, and you can see from the performances and the bench and all that. That's what we are at the minute.
Devil's advocate a bit though here, Stace. You are 6 points away from Watford in a very, very average league where pretty much anyone can beat anyone. So if you can just sort the home form out, you've got a chance, haven't you? As good as anyone.
Probably have as well. And the frustrating thing to a degree is that when Middlesbrough came on New Year's Day, I didn't think they were that great. I don't really think, other than Coventry, it's there for the taking. It's just, we're just woeful at home. I'm going to Pride Park now and I'm not expecting anything really. Which is unusual because for years it's been the strong point of our performances, and we're not set up to be a team that plays at home with the way we look to counter. We don't look very good when we've got a lot of the ball, which doesn't help. And yeah, it's just frustrating. It's just led to a bit of a flat atmosphere at times at Pride Park, and it needs the fans to probably galvanise the team a little bit. But it works both ways, and I appreciate that. But yeah, it's a tough watch at times at home when you know that Langas plays a really poor ball out for Wrexham, and then their player scores from 35 yards a worldie that it probably doesn't hit 99 times out of 100. It's just what it is, and it's frustrating. But yeah, we're exactly where we all predicted we'd be at the start of the season. There's no complaints for position wise, and what we're being served up is certainly a lot better than what we've had last season to watch. So we're moving in the right direction.
Okay. Let's look at the next couple of games then, Peyton. I mean, first of all, are you happy with 13th? And look at these ones. I mean, you've got Preston away and Charlton away. West Brom at home, where you always beat, and they're out of sorts as well. And then Bristol City away. So the next three games, Peyton, I think, they're all winnable, aren't they? But you could always also see Derby losing all three of them. That's kind of where we're at with this Derby side, isn't it?
I think it's really strange because I feel like on the day we can beat anyone, but then we'll either show up and play incredibly or play resolutely as we did against Birmingham and Borough and got good results against both of them, getting a point against Birmingham with a red card and winning against Borough on New Year's Day at home when really I think every fan thought we'd lose. I think, but then in the same vein, I think we were the better side against Wrexham. Probably should have scored 3 or 4 goals, didn't, and lost. So it's really hard to judge right now. I think mid-table is where we should be because we're just inconsistent, really. I think, yeah. But I would like 3 wins. I think we'll get a draw, a win and a loss, if I'm being honest, just with how we've been.
Let's look at some social media takes from the Leeds game then, shall we, Luke? This one from Sean: didn't lay a glove on Leeds after taking the lead, but Danny Batth was excellent today. Yeah, he never lets us down. Yeah, do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. You could. I thought the first half. I thought it was really good first half. I was quite surprised about how we attacked, played the ball well. Got the goal from sloppy Leeds defending, just literally no one like picking up the ball, waiting for the ref to call, and Diaz slots it in with a great finish. Then after the second half started, just no energy from us. It's classic derby, one half for good, one half for bad. But yeah, Danny Bath, yeah, again, he came in against Birmingham. It was absolutely brilliant, and then today he was really good again. He's just that solid Championship defender that you can rely on.
The other bit was the youth being played. Stace, I don't know if you want to agree with this point that was made by Martin. Not a great rounds performance, but the big positive was Eustace blooding an upcoming academy product. Keep him around the first team now and spot on the bench in the league. Need to generate some return from this huge academy investment. Unless we promote players, it's not going to happen. Yeah. What did you make of the young faces you saw?
It was really pleasing to see Owen Eames get on, make his debut. He looked fearless, put himself about, didn't look afraid of the stage playing against Premier League players. He gave it a real good go, and also I think it sets a good example for other academy players that there is a pathway there, because that seems to have been diminished somewhat, especially under Warmer. He's been reluctant to play any players from the academy, so Eustace blooding one, giving him a run. And he looked quite lively, looked quite quick, gave it a go. So yeah, it's always a good thing to see someone come through the academy and make a debut, isn't it? So,
Peyton, there are a few fans not happy with some players in that Leeds game. Were there any you want to shout out as perhaps we shouldn't be seeing that much of now?
I thought Joe Ward had a really poor game, and I've been singing his praises a lot recently, but over the Christmas period especially, I think teams are slowly starting to find him out and realise he's not brilliant defensively. On the ball, he's all right, but he's not exactly as good as, say, I don't know, Blackett Taylor or anyone else in that front line, to be honest. I think he was average. He still puts a decent ball in, but even then I thought they were poor against Leeds in general, really. And then Adams, when he came on, made the midfield look completely different and not in a good way. I thought Oscar Fraulo, he obviously made his debut. I thought he was really lively, got stuck in, got a silly yellow card, but I think adjusting to a new country and obviously making your debut, emotions are higher. I'd expect that. But the comparison to how Fraulo played, bearing in mind he's not played 45 minutes of football all season, to Adams, who's played like 20 games in the Championship, was night and day. I thought Fraulo was fitter, quicker on the ball, more stuck into tackles, overall just better. And I think Fraulo coming off was the reason we looked so poor in the second half, really.
Luke, some have mentioned Fozzie as well. Is it kind to say that maybe his better days are behind him?
Oh yeah, 100%. You can tell when Willie Nonto trying to run past him, the only thing you think to do is pull him down. You just know your days are numbered. But this season, Fozzie was never meant to be starting at left back. He was always a backup, or then probably a backup to a backup. But with Owen Beck not even getting a game, having a bad injury on his hamstring and having to go and get surgery, we just haven't got cover there. And Fozzie's just doing a job that, in my opinion, I don't think he really wants to be doing anymore. I know he loves the club and all that, but I think he just wants a rest now. I think he's ready for retirement, really. And after today, you could really tell now we can't be playing Fozzie at left back if we want to be moving forward with this football club. But he's been a great servant footman now. Time's up for Fozzie.
Okay. Let's talk about some transfer rumours then and other bits and pieces since we've last spoke to you. Dion Sanderson Stace has joined permanently. I think we go back to the first two podcasts we did this year of this. We had all our tweets on the screen were there. Why have we signed this guy? Get him back. Who'd have thought we'd be here after that first 2 weeks of the season?
Yeah, he's certainly won the fan base over, and I think the permanent signing when they announced that was probably the worst kept secret in world football. I think we all knew that was going to happen. Frees up another slot for a loan signing probably towards the end of the window in that sense. So yeah, it's completely expected, and he's gone on to prove that pretty much everyone wrong. I don't think there's anyone after, like you say, after the first couple of games of the season that would have said, yeah, he's someone that's going to be a regular in the team. But yeah, he's pretty much undroppable for me at the minute.
And what does anyone know about Oscar Fraulo? I know Peyton's already described his impact on that Leeds game, but what do we know about him from? Is it Borussia Mönchengladbach? Is it we've got him from?
Not a great deal really. He had a loan spell at Utrecht, didn't he? And played quite well, but it doesn't seem that he's really managed to fit in at Mönchengladbach. So yeah, and the reported 350,000 for a Danish under-21 international is not bad business.
I watched a bit of his like highlight reels and stuff, and some games that some people were putting on, obviously like X and just general social media. And from what I've seen him in, I feel more his own spell at Utrecht, because I think he only got about 40 minutes in total at Gladbach this season, over 4 appearances. But at Utrecht, he looked like a really positive midfielder who kind of just got everywhere. And I think I saw that a little bit against Leeds as well. He's just everywhere on the pitch, it felt like. And it's exactly what we needed, it seemed, because I think our midfield was a lot more solid. So I think it's a brilliant signing if he can get a kick on well.
Yeah. Any other rumours, transfers that we're hearing, ins and outs, anyone?
It's relatively quiet on the in front, isn't it? These rumours around Curtis Nelson looking to probably end up at MK Dons, and the way he went round the ground at the end of the full time today, applauding the whole ground, would suggest that he's probably on his way out, which is a shame. But yeah, there's not a great deal of rumours, but we probably need to ship. The window is probably as important for people who we get out as it is the players we sign at the minute. We need to clear a few out really to make way for some signings and some fresh blood.
Okay. Just want a quick one before we move on to the A to Z. Following the Wrexham game, Luke, there was a lot of Derby fans piling on Sondre Langas, especially errors that were made in those games. What do you make of Langas's contributions to games? I know we've had the tweets on here which have said how much he was needed and he was needed back. Where are you at now with him?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm still in the camp that he's an absolutely brilliant defender for us, and he's going to be. But I just think that over Christmas, he has looked a bit leggy, and he has been out of position a lot of the times. And to be honest, I wouldn't have played him today. I'd have just rested him, because he definitely needs a rest. That back line, it's needed so much for us to compete with anyone, and we needed to rest all 3 of them, in my opinion. And playing Langas probably wasn't the best idea today. I would have probably played Nelson, but obviously if he's on his way out, you don't want him to get injured, so the move doesn't go through. But yeah, Langas over the Christmas period has just not looked his normal self, but we know the quality is there. He'll pick up again. We've had a poor Christmas period, but we can just try and push on now into the new year.
All right.
There's probably a few things there, Mark, on that one really. That he's never played a Christmas period with that number of fixtures because it's the winter break.
Yeah.
And he's also come back from a knee injury, so he's going to get that wear on things. But like Luke said, I was surprised at how strong the side was we actually put out today. I would have had 2 or 3 more rested for the Preston game.
Yeah. Okay. Right, on to Preston then. We'll be back here next week with the fallout from all of that, so make sure you join us for that. If you can squeeze 20 more minutes of Derby chat into your lives, it would be very grateful for you to press your sub and put your notifications on. We're on to the A to Z of Derby now. We've been doing this since the start of the season, and somehow up to the letter L, which means we're looking for a player, a manager, anyone connected to the club or an event or a location, which is steeped in Derby's history that needs to go into our countdown. Anyone got anything good?
I'll start off. I'll go Jake Livermore. Signed him on loan from Spurs. Didn't really pull up any trees, but did score a goal at the City ground. So I'll go with that one. I quite enjoyed celebrating that one. The limbs were epic with 4,000 of the Rams fans in that away end.
Okay. Peyton?
Well, Francis Lee is a good shout. Obviously, an older player, but I think I'm going to go for our opposition, Leeds, and I'm going to go for that 4-2 playoff win at Ellen Road. So Leeds, I think that was probably the best night out in Leeds that anyone's ever had. So yeah, got to go for that.
Okay. Luke?
Yeah, I don't think there's nothing topping that because my head the next day was absolutely pounding. So that's all I will say about that. But yeah, L was a quite a tricky one for players. So I was rattling my brain. We've had, like you say, we've had Jake Livermore. Thought was cracking when he came in on loan. Joe Ledley was absolutely steady for us when he played for us for a little bit. But I'm going to go for a player that is. Some fans don't like him. Some fans do like him. His end to his career at Derby didn't go to plan, but I'm gonna stick Tom Lawrence in there. Like his end to his career at Derby wasn't the best, but he was a solid player for us. Scored some important goals, and yeah, when on his day, he was absolutely quality. So yeah, I want to say Tom Lawrence.
Okay. Right. How do we settle this one then? Leeds, Tom Lawrence, or Livermore?
As a way fixtures and results go, I'm the only team to ever turn around a losing first leg of the playoff semi-final. It's definitely got to be Leeds. That away end was mental, and I don't think we got out of the ground for about an hour afterwards. It was
absolutely
it's that one.
All right, Leeds, and that playoff victory at Ellen Road, absolutely. Goes in then. Thank you very much, Peyton. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Stacey. Thank you, of course, very much for watching. On to M next week. Quite a few for that already we can think of. So, yeah, join us for that debate. If you can think of any already in advance, put them in the comments and we'll give you a shout out on the 80 section on next week's show. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the Preston game. We'll catch you in 7 days' time. Have a great one.